Hello? With you is psychologist Yulia Latunenko and my cat Jose. Today we will tell you about who lives in the body of a narcissist. To understand this problem, this issue, we need to examine how narcissistic trauma formed, specifically narcissistic personality disorder. Let's just delve into the essence today of this problem, of this trauma. If you are visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe and like this video. This is very valuable for promoting my channel on YouTube. So, to explain to you what the essence of narcissistic disorder is and who lives in the body of a narcissist, I need to tell you about the principle of mirroring, which is very important for the development of a child up to 3 years old. A child learns who they are through the mother's eyes, through her touches, through her gaze, the tone of her voice. That is, the child begins somewhere from 1.5 years old. Already, understanding that if the mother's eyes shine with love, if she approaches the child and establishes visual contact, when the mother breastfeeds the child, she looks into the child's eyes, she tries to peer into the child's face, and in this way she establishes emotional warmth. The child sees the mother's eyes, feels the mother's touch, and understands that I am a sunshine, I am a flower, I am something beautiful in this world. The mother can hold the child like this, or she can hold the child like this. And these are two different, equal states for the child. This feeling is completely different for the child. I showed you with the example of Jose. The mother is breastfeeding like this, or the mother is breastfeeding and looking at her smartphone. These are two different feelings for the child. Therefore, it is very important for the mother to be able to mirror the child, especially somewhere at the age from 1 to 3 years, for the mother to establish this contact with the child, non-verbal contact. And if the mother has her own childhood traumas, if the mother is anxious, if the mother is frightened, if she has a bad relationship with the father while she is feeding her small child, if the mother was not ready at all for the birth of the child, she looks into the child's eyes with her anxious eyes. She holds the child very anxiously. The child then understands through the mother's eyes, through her touches, through her voice, that I am anxiety, I am fear, I am tension. And in this way, the earliest frustration occurs, the child's frustration. The child grows up with the feeling that the mother did not reflect him as something beautiful in this world, did not appreciate him, so to speak. And then the adult, who had such a trauma from the very beginning, an early trauma, tries to seek that kind approving mother's gaze in others. People, she learns who she is through the eyes of other people. She tries to reflect herself through the eyes of others and understand who she is. In this way, she forms her self-esteem through other people. And for such people, it is very important not to be present, not to be in contact, but to appear. How do I look? This is an important question for people with narcissistic trauma. What do people think of me? How do I appear in the eyes of others? This is because such a person could not reflect themselves in the eyes of their mother, let's say, as something beautiful. She did not develop a sense of herself as something beautiful in this world. We say that Narcissus suffers a total fiasco in their early relationships with the object. We refer to the maternal object. And he tries his whole life to prevent that fiasco in any relationships with other people. Therefore, he avoids this phase of worthlessness. He avoids the state when his self-esteem drops. And to avoid experiencing his own lack of value, he engages in very different, scripted, behavioral reactions, actions, just to prevent appearing in any way. Thank you. Stupid, as they say somehow. Worthless, somehow. Ridiculous, somehow. Too much. Let's say yes, too much. Otherwise, they significantly devalue themselves, meaning they very often attribute their thoughts about themselves, their worthlessness, to other people. We know that getting into another person's head is absolutely impossible, but narcissists do it. They think, how do I look? What do they think about me? Meaning their own thoughts. Poor self-esteem is low in a narcissist. In fact, due to this trauma, they project onto other people and attach this to other people and think that they think it's such a strange thing when a person seemingly thinks something bad about themselves, but they detach it. They are not aware, and they try to attach it to another person, to insert such a thought into their head. And I think that what is internal, this projection, is what is in the minds of other people. That is, in reality, narcissists think very poorly of themselves, but they are not aware of it and try to protect themselves from self-devaluation. To do this, they devalue other people. For this purpose, they, like hackers, break into the personal space of other people in order to devalue them and survive at their expense, and avoid this trauma of devaluation. And to avoid this internal self-esteem fiasco, he criticizes, he lectures, he gives unsolicited advice. He is condescending. He is always dissatisfied with everyone, because when he is dissatisfied, his self-esteem, in the context of people he has devalued, automatically grows. That is, everyone is bad and I am good. This is the position of a person with an avoidant attachment type. That is, with the absence, essentially, of this attachment. Essentially, the narcissist is absent in their own body. They are not there in the body, and there is no one there. There are only shells that the narcissist changes. These are masks that he puts on depending on the situation. He seems to study those feelings, those reactions that should be in a given situation, and he demonstrates them like an actor living out a film where he is the director himself. Therefore, everything the narcissist shows on the outside is to make an impression, to get approval, recognition. This need is frustrated in the child from a very early age. So, and now Lucas is starting a war on the plate. Go, help me, dear. So, narcissistic trauma leads to the fact that the narcissist does not form their inner self. It is absent in them. And narcissists usually suffer greatly from inner emptiness, boredom. They feel completely empty, unfulfilled. And usually narcissists try to fill themselves either with the resources of people who give them recognition, or with alcohol or various other chemical substances. They are very dependent, in fact, on certain substances. Gambling addiction can be present here. Sexual addiction can occur when the narcissist runs from partner to partner. What does it mean to run from partner to partner? And through sex, when he conquers another person through sex, when he achieves this, he actually needs sex. But this is mirroring this approval. I have conquered, I have achieved, and how I obtain this trophy, and then I am a hero, so that all people see that he is a hero. He tries in this way to compensate for that trauma and fill that emptiness in his inner crowded space with anything. But if we look a little deeper into that emptiness that the narcissist feels, we will see something there. But I remind you that it is very important for you to subscribe to my channel and like this video. This is very, very important and motivates me to work on this channel more and more for you. So if we look a little deeper into that emptiness and boredom that the narcissist feels, we will see a small child there who was not fed with recognition and approval. A small child who was used by parents having some unrealistic expectations of them, and which could never be achieved by this child. Therefore, the narcissist behaves the way his parents behaved with him. They were dissatisfied with him, and therefore he cannot be satisfied with anyone or anything. This disorder can rightly be called a narcissistic disorder, void, and boredom. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share your impressions of the material I shared with you today in this video.